Hi, and welcome to the January 2017 book talk of what I've been reading. A quick review of the rating scale. Loved it, liked it, it was okay. You probably won't see any of the disliked it or hated it on here. The first book I want to book talk is Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, and I really like this book. Just a little bit about the book. Callie is about to turn 16, and she can't wait. In just a few weeks, she'll have the operation that will turn her from a repellent ugly into a stunning pretty. And as a pretty, she'll be catapulted into a high-tech paradise where her only job is to have fun. But Tallie's new friend Shay isn't sure she wants to become a pretty. When Shay runs away, Tallie learns about a whole new side of the pretty world, and it isn't very pretty. So Shay and Tallie actually have the same birthday. They turn 16 on the same day, and Shay disappears just a few days before the birthday. So I'll leave you there. A little bit about the book. It's science fiction, kind of a dystopian society. It's based 300 years in the future, and the government provides for everything, including extreme plastic surgery when you turn 16. And this book is part of a series. There's also pretties, specials, extras. I haven't read any of those yet. And then there's also like an additional bonus book that goes with it too, called Bogus to Bubbly. So really liked it. I highly recommend this book. The next book I want to talk about is called Poachers Caught. It's by Tom Chapin, and I really, really like this book too. So again, I like it. It's nonfiction. There are 35 stories in here, and they're all stories from Minnesota about illegal night hunting, fish poaching, etc. Tom, who wrote this book, he is a game warden, retired now, but he worked in Itasca County, so kind of the Grand Rapids area, if you're familiar. But it's cool to be reading about it from, stories that are so local. So I would recommend this to any of you who are interested in hunting or fishing, or really anyone who likes to read crazy and true stories. My first teaching job was in Deer River, which is in Itasca County, and he came to my classroom and was speaking with the high schoolers that I worked with. And it was interesting because some of the kids were a lot more quiet than they usually were. And it turned out that some of the stories in this book were actually about family members of my students. So it's a really, really good book. If you're into any type of like outdoors activities, or you like to be outdoors, fishing, hunting, definitely read this book. And it's nice because it's the type of book that you could just read like one chapter. You don't necessarily even have to read it in order either, because all 35 stories are completely different stories. So it's fun to be able to kind of bounce around. And it's the type of book that you can read a chapter, put it down, then you can come back to it later whenever you want. So I highly recommend this book too. So what I'm currently reading is this book for book club, and it's a really, really good book. I'm enjoying it so far. I've just started it, finished part 1, haven't started part 2 yet, but I'll talk more about it in the future too. So, and again, I do read other things too, but these are the ones I'm choosing to share with you. So what's interesting is I don't have another book that I've already picked out to read next. So if you have a book recommendation, please let me know. I'd love to hear, because, I'm looking for the next book that I'll be reading. So thanks so much for joining me. See you in February. Thanks.